The Sefer we're going to speak about today is Sefer Hakuzari by Rav Yehuda Levi. Sefer Hakuzari is really going to sit in contrast and in response to the Rambam and Rav Saadia Gaon. If Rav Saadia Gaon and the Rambam were primarily focusing on the philosophical side of man and that making man unique, the Rav Yehuda Levi is a poet. He's a poet and an artist. And therefore, he is going to focus on the individual, the natural, the intuitive side of man. And we're going to focus in on a few very important issues which Rav Yehuda Levi brings up. The context of the story of Sefer Hakuzari, as is very famously known, is the Melech of the Kuzarim is looking, has had a dream which says that his intent is certainly well intended. He has good intentions, but his actions need fixing, and therefore he looks around to the philosophers, to the Christians, and now to the Chaver to find the meaning and the proper meaning and the proper way of life. Rav Yehuda Levi, the first issue, which is unique to Rav Yehuda Levi, is his approach to Emunah. Is the concept, the term which we know of Emunah Pshuta, simple belief. Simple in two contexts. Number one, the way we attain Emunah, he believes, is primarily historical. It's not through philosophy and it's not through logic, but it's through Masorah. Through the Masorah which we received from Har Sinai and the Gilui at Har Sinai, that sits at the center of Emunah for Rav Yehuda Levi. Besides just the way that we get to Emunah, also the content of that Emunah. He doesn't focus on what God is, what the limitations of God are, the metaphysics of God, whether he's infinite, whether he's physical. Those aspects of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not at the center of Emunah for Rav Yehuda Levi. At the center is Emunah Pshuta, our belief, our active belief in Hashgacha and interaction with God. That's Emunah Pshuta. That's the first issue. Second issue, in terms of that human aspect, is what we call Am Segula. That there is something unique. There's something unique about Am Yisrael, in the nature of Am Yisrael, which makes us more appropriate for bringing out Kedusha in the world. Okay, to Rav Yehuda's the third issue, which we're going to tie to the second issue. Rav Yehuda Levi believes that bringing out Kedusha and HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the world requires three primary ingredients: Am Yisrael, Eretz Yisrael, and Torah Yisrael. The combination of those three together is what can bring HaKadosh Baruch Hu out in the world. There's something special about Eretz Yisrael, which enables it and makes it misugal for bringing out HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the world. There's something special about which has developed in Am Yisrael for being uniquely primed for bringing out Kedusha and Hashem in the world. And there is something special about Torah which brings it out in the world. Okay? That is the premise of Sefer Hakuzari. Okay? So that's when you would use Sefer Hakuzari to get an alternative to the philosophical approach in Yadus and a more artistic, natural, intuitive Am Yisrael approach. Also, it's worthwhile pointing out that in the Rambam, he rarely discusses the responsibility of Am Yisrael. He really focuses on the individual. And here in the Sefer Hakuzari, we are first introduced to the concept of Am Yisrael.